Muslims are now, perceived to be like those of the ISIS. Okay, they are uneducated, they are poor, they are, terrorists. That's the common tag.
There's a stigma like when you're going to certain areas, some taxi drivers won't even drive there, like Kulyat, they won't drive there because they say, ano, mga Muslim dyan, so hindi tayo safe dyan. So, when I read the Quran, I had the intention of looking for criticisms because I used to dislike Islam before. I didn't like Muslims. I was a bigot actually, so there were some instances when I think my wife still remembers this. When I see a Muslim pass by, I will point out to her, look, masamang tao, may Muslim, masamang tao. So I was like this before. Where did I develop that belief? I want to answer that first. The only thing that I know regarding Islam before, I got from the TV, from media. So from the news and even the movies, they depict Muslims as such.
Sociologists argued that there are four, factors that influence people's personality, and one of these is media. But the problem is that the activity or the work or the act of one person or a few people is sometimes is generalized.
The stereotype may gear towards those people who do evil activities and say that they're doing it in the name of Islam, but they're not the real Muslims.
Especially in this part of the world, there are less Muslims that they interact to. So when they see something like, Muslim is doing that, maybe this guy that's next to me who's a Muslim but is also working here, it's also like that. When I practice Islam, I show it. When I show how I practice Islam, it's how I want them to see how Muslims are, not what you see in television or newspapers or here on radio. I feel that I have this responsibility to show to the people that I interact with that I want to show them that I'm a Muslim and you can interact with me with the way normal people, the way you interact with other people.
One of the best ways to break that stereotype, especially in our generation, is to also use the very tool that we have that is often abused, and that is media. Today we have the internet, and we're able to break barriers and communicate to more people. And I'm not saying that we have to portray a rosy picture of these people, of Muslims or non-Muslims. I'm saying that we portray what is the status quo. The idea of Muslims being violent is quite different from what a normal, everyday Muslim would actually be.
We Muslims have a responsibility for that stereotype to be broken. For us Muslims, we have that responsibility to live Islam so people can see what Islam really means. And for the non-Muslims, the only way that it will be broken is if they open their mind, if they open their doors for Muslims like us to talk to them. At least talk to them, tell them who we are, tell them what Islam is all about. And then it's still up to them, to decide to embrace it or not. But at least open that door. Because without discussion, that stereotype will still be there.
Lahat naman ng tao, pare-pareho naman. Kasi yung pinaniniwala ng Diyos, hindi naman kami sumangayon kung hindi kami umano na walang paniniwala nyo. Hinayaan namin kayo. Wala kaming Christian, Muslim, wala kami pinipili.
We have minor differences when it comes to faith, but if we live that faith, we are all the same. We are all compassionate, respectful individuals.